You know, we have hearts, and that's what makes us human, and that's what makes us combine to spirit in order to exist. But sometimes we have a tendency to make everything else and everyone else more important, to the point we abandon ourselves. And we were taught to. The same way fear is teachable, abandoning yourself is teachable as well. But maybe this came from you growing up believing that you always have to try to put yourself in other people's shoes, because in order to feel loved, in order to feel connected and supported, you needed people to see you, but you've forgotten who you really were, and you were showing them someone who you really were not. So today's video, we're gonna get into understanding how to stop abandoning yourself and realizing how important you are to this world.
Let's get lost.
What is gooch, you beautiful souls, awaken ones, together we rise. So welcome to another episode on Embracing the Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, welcome. What I do on this channel, I speak about spirituality with compassion, emotional awareness with love. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign, and I feel I need to talk about things that aren't talked about because it's our divine right to know more than what we have been told. Now today, we're going to be talking about how to stop abandoning yourself. You know, we live in a world where we're so consumed with knowing other people's lives, being so consumed in other things outside of us, to the point we abandon ourselves. And we wonder why we can't be present. It's because we don't even feel safe within our own body. And it's because we don't even want to face ourselves. And the majority of the time, we think we're fearful of who we are. But really, at the end of the day, we're just fearful of the power that lies within us. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips, 5 ways on how to stop abandoning yourself. Now the first one is, let's get into it. Let's be real. Not everything is about you. And the way to use this tactic in your life, the way that I've used it, is to realize that what everyone else is doing, even what has happened to me as a child, was not my fault. You know, when you're an empath, when you connect to other people and you feel intensely and immensely to the point you're willing to change yourself in order to feel loved and receive love, you know, it's just a way for us to really forget how important we are. You know, we try to connect to other people because we think we need their validation. But I want you to understand, just because your parents didn't give you the attention you needed, that was their own bullshit. It wasn't because of you. And now that you grow up trying to seek love from other people, I want you to realize the way everyone acts towards you and how they think of you has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business, actually. So the way to use this to stop abandoning yourself is realize that people have their own journey. And the most important journey that you should focus on and develop and really fall in love with and discovering is you. Discovering who you are is the most beautiful journey that you can take while living in this lifetime. Because it really is about you and how you create your inner world in order to be an inspiration to the outer world. So the second way to stop abandoning yourself, if I can see from here, let's get into this. Rejection is divine protection. You know, when you're an empath, when you're on this journey, when you're a person who has a pure heart and pure intentions, at the end of the day, all you want to do is give, because you know what it feels like to not have anything. You know what it feels like to want to receive love, so you want to give it. But at the end of the day, you become so independent that you forget about yourself. And then people rely on you always being there. And at the end of the day, you wonder why they're not there. And then all of a sudden, you try to right your wrongs. You try to change. You try to create balance within a connection, a relationship, a friendship, or whatever it is, a dynamic. And all of a sudden, you get rejected when you start to be authentic. When you start to be you, when you start to be true, when you start to show up and right your wrongs and be responsible for your part, or also just trying to be understood and you get rejected, Rejection is divine protection. God takes people and things out your life, not because you don't deserve them. It's because you're ready to level up. Even when you think you're not really ready, God knows you're ready. The universe is ready to reward you with what you truly deserve. So understand you're being protected because those doors need to be closed towards things that are not for your highest good. So the way to use this is realize that you're always being divinely protected, divinely guided. And when you feel that you're being rejected, just know you are being blessed with something that is so much better than you can imagine. Now, the third tip to how to stop abandoning yourself, if I can still see from here. Oh, this is a big one. The way to stop abandoning yourself is by realizing you're not here to save the world. That's God's job. You're here to save yourself. You're here to discover and remember why you came to this planet, why you're here during this lifetime. I want you to realize I'm a Capricorn. And Capricorns, we take on everyone's fucking responsibility to the point we have the weight of the world on our shoulders like we're supposed to be God. And yet we forget ourselves. But this has nothing to do with Capricorns. This has everything to do with you having so much love that is overflowing that you just don't want to keep it to yourself. But you have to realize that do your good deeds, do your mission, serve humanity the way that your heart wants to serve it. But at the end of the day, you got to realize what you're giving out is an example of what you're embodying. You're meant to save yourself. We are meant to heal ourselves. Pray for our healing. Pray for our inner peace. Pray to be better so we can know better, so we can give better. The way to stop abandoning yourself is realizing it's not your responsibility to take on the world. The only responsibility is you. And the way to stop abandoning yourself and take responsibility of you is realizing that you deserve just the amount of love that you freely give for yourself. When you fill up your own cup and it's overflowing, yeah, give it to other people. But when it's not overflowing, figure out how to keep pouring into your own cup so you can satisfy your own thirst through your passions, through your endeavors, through your creativity, through just seeing the beauty when you look in the mirror, through the duality, the polarity, the things you don't like about yourself and the things you do like about it. Makes up who you are. Fall in love with that. And when you learn to really embody who you are and honor why God made that, then realize you can save yourself. And when you save yourself, you don't have to save the world. All you have to do is just give that love that you worked on to discover within you. Oh man, it's like my words are all over the place, but I'm getting my point across and I'm glad. But if you're liking this video so far, please hit that like button. I really hope it's helping. But other than that, the fourth way to stop abandoning yourself is, like I've been saying this whole video, love yourself the way you love others. You know, we believe that the outer world will fulfill us. Money, another person, a great job, great family, great home. I'm not saying don't have desires. What I'm saying is that make yourself a priority the way you make everything else a priority. You know, all of us don't realize we make our phone a priority. We make social media a priority. We make discovering other people's lives a priority. What they're up to through tarot a priority. We make everything outside of us a priority. But what about you? What about your heart? What about when you feel heartbroken? What about if you feel lost? What about if you feel like you're alone? How are you going to help yourself? How are you going to love yourself when you need the nurturing that your mom didn't give you, that your father didn't give you, that your family didn't give you? How are you going to give that to yourself? Because at the end of the day, you have to realize you're just as important. Think about this. When you're sick, another way to put this. When you have a family, a husband, a wife, kids, and you got to cook, and they always depend on you for the cooking. And then one day, you feel bad. You feel like you can't do it because you just feel sick, or you feel like your emotions are overriding you. And yet they're depending on you. But yet you can't show up that day. And yet you force yourself to do things you don't want to do, and you start resenting. And at the end of the day, you just get mad at yourself because you didn't take time for yourself. I'm here to tell you that you can't give unless you give to yourself first. You have to love yourself the way your parents didn't love you. And you have to love yourself the way you want a soulmate to love you. That was my tummy. That's a confirmation right there. But that is another way to stop abandoning yourself, is give the love you so freely give to other people, and do not feel guilty for that. Because you're a priority. No one else is going to take care of you. That is your job. So do what you have to do to take care of you. And teach your kids how to cook, yeah. It's another one. But the last one I'm going to share with you is how to stop abandoning yourself. I want you to understand this universe is very vast. It's really big. God is so unique. So just expansive. And I thought I needed one of you. When God created the moon, the sun, the stars, the trees, the animals, the insects, everything, God thought the world needed one of you. I want you to realize, my cat, man, hooligan, that you are a piece to this universal puzzle. You are needed. And if you weren't, ask yourself, why do you exist? If you think you weren't worthy for all the ideas that God puts in your mind, what makes you think you don't deserve them when you visualize them, when you feel it in your core? You are a piece of this universal puzzle. You were created because you made a contract with God to fulfill a purpose, and your purpose is to be happy, and your mission is to discover who you are again, which is a divine being willing to give love through your uniqueness, through your creativity, through who you are. It's all a matter of discovering who you are. The same way the universe is a puzzle, you're a puzzle too. Once you start figuring out how to put the pieces together and how all of this made sense and why you grew up in this family, and understanding the purpose behind what you needed to learn through growing up, you realize, wow, I'm a part of something so much bigger than myself. But that means I'm just as important to be a part of something so big. So the way to stop abandoning yourself is realize you were needed to complete this universal puzzle. Now the only thing you have to do is just display the God within you, the divine within you, the love within you, the best that you can be. And it doesn't have to do with success or attaining anything, because you can't take these things with you. It's all a matter of who do you allow yourself to be through your attitude, through your words, through your actions. Don't feel guilty anymore for what you've done in the past. Because little do we know, our hearts needed to be closed in order to learn how to open our hearts to love again in a divine way. But other than that, my beautiful beings, I really hope this video helped. I really hope it brought some clarity and understanding how to show up for you. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. And you could create it how you want to create it, but you have to stop feeling guilty for creating it the way that feels right to your heart. So now, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and also if you want to book your own personal reading or healing session, all that information down in the description box below, as well as the link for my new merch. But other than that, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for your support, but mostly for showing up for you, because I do this just for you guys. But until then, only love. Namaste.